alert now for you here this morning. County public health officials warning people to not eat frozen oysters imported from South Korea.
Nearly a dozen cases of norovirus have been linked now to these bad oysters at a restaurant out of Mission Valley. CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live outside Hundreds Seafood Grill Buffet. That's where some people got sick. Chris, what are the details in this?
Yeah, so what we're learning about these cases right now is that about 11 in total, and they ate those oysters around the dates of March 31st to the 1st, so around those 2 days there. And what we're being told is that they got pretty sick. Now, deeper into this, though, they have found that these oysters that were sold here at 100 Seafood Buffet were imported from South Korea, specifically by JBR in Tongyeongsi, South Korea, from specific lot numbers, and both the FDA and the county have identified those as oysters that should not be eaten. Now, there are specific lot numbers, and there could be other restaurants here in town that could have these oysters as well, too, that, again, have been contaminated with norovirus. Now, for those of you who don't know, norovirus can be a pretty nasty bug. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach cramps, fever, and body aches. It gets set on about 12 to 48 hours after eating and lasts about 1 to 3 days. Now, while it's very easy to catch once you've consumed, for instance, raw shellfish or oysters, like in these cases here that have been contaminated with the norovirus, let's say that that's someone who lives at your home. You can get norovirus from that person. In fact, here's Dr. Seema Shah, the medical director of the County of San Diego's Epidemiology and Immunization Services, talking about how someone can be contagious after contracting norovirus.
You can get norovirus from, consuming the food that contains norovirus, but then it is that type of virus that can transmit very easily person to person. So that very important that if you do get sick, that, lots of good hand washing at home and making sure that, there's no sharing of food when something like this does occur in the household.
Now, again, it is pretty common knowledge that you do run the risk of contracting some sort of foodborne illness when you consume raw shellfish, and specifically in this case with oysters. They are filter feeders. This is something that can happen, but Dr. Shaw says that that's information that you need to take into account before you make these kinds of decisions. Now, as for those lot numbers for specifically what the FDA is saying about where these oysters came from, especially if you're in the restaurant business, if you sell these raw oysters at your restaurant, you can find these lot numbers by going to our website, cbs8.com, and clicking on that story.